Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's MargaretGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday Morning Mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Well, I got a new coffee, at least I think it's a new coffee, and a new coffee mug. Hang on 1 minute. Oh yeah, that is really, really good. Again, courtesy of my nephew Jason, his wife Allison, and the boys, Coffee of the Month Club from Black Rifle Coffee Company. This one is Freedom Roast. I can't remember if we've had this one before, but if we have, it must have impressed me first time around because it's impressing me again. Boy, is this good. It's a medium roast, but it has that really nice, a real nice boldness to it. Really like this one a lot. Yeah, ran this through the Keurig machine. And 10 ounces of Freedom Roast coffee goodness. Oh my gosh, hang on, one more sip. Yeah, that is really, really good. I recommend this one. This is a good one right here. And we have a new coffee mug this morning, courtesy of Colonel Mully of Mully Shaves and Doug and Cara Lane of Adopted Acres Soap Company. Check it out. There's the Mully Shaves logo right there. And on the other side, Adopted Acres Soap Company. How about that? Absolutely fantastic. And we will be talking about Colonel Mully and Adopted Acres Soap Company a little later on the show, so stay tuned for that. So my thanks again to Colonel Mully and also to Doug and Cara Lane for this really wonderful coffee mug. Really fantastic. Hang on, one more sip. That is absolutely fantastic. Hey, James Sefton sent this along. He says, hey, Mark, a few weeks ago you had mentioned about any famous people that we might have known or talked to over the years. When the astronauts splashed down yesterday, it reminded me of when my uncle used to manage the Landmark Feed Store in Lebanon, Ohio. Neil Armstrong and his wife used to live close by, and he would come into the store occasionally. He farmed and raised cattle, but my uncle said that Mr. Armstrong was a very quiet and private man and never talked about his adventures in space. Just a little something that I thought I'd share with you. James, that is really, really neat. You know, I've mentioned really neat that Neil Armstrong walked into your uncle's feed store, and I'm sure he shook Neil Armstrong's hand. I'm sure there was a handshake there. And I always tell the story of cartoonist Fred Laswell, who drew Snuffy Smith, Barney Google, and he was good friends with Babe Ruth. So I always say, I shook the hand that shook the hand of Babe Ruth. Well, you can say that, I'm sure you shook your uncle's hand. So you could say, you shook the hand that shook the hand of Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon. How about that connection, huh? Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and welcome spring. Spring is in the air. We forgot to mention it on the St. Patrick's Day show that spring was going to be arriving on Wednesday, March 20th, and it arrived, and we had some really nice warm weather here in Northeast Ohio for spring, and now we're going through a cool down again, so it's not going to get much above 50 degrees, but my gosh, right before, a couple days before spring, like right between the 17th and the 20th, we had a couple of really, really nice warm days, about 65, 70 degrees, and then a cool down again. But that's Northeast Ohio. So how are you this morning? Great to be with you. As we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Yeah, absolutely. Hang on one more sip. Really, that's a good one. Freedom Roast. That is really, really good. That is really, really delightful. And hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. Really do appreciate that. If you're listening to the podcast this morning, thanks very much for tuning in via all those wonderful streaming platforms out there like Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, that sort of thing. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, we got a great show for you this morning. It is just packed. It's packed. And we're going to kick it off with a great viewer morning shaving tip. We got a great shave den visit. We've got some reminders for you. We have got, I got a coffee mug club photo to share with you. Boy, that is really interesting. Stay tuned for that. We also have some great refill comments. We are really, really stuffed with a lot of great new wet shaving gear. We're going to revisit some other items that we introduced to you last week in the previous Monday Morning Mailbags. Really excited about that. And we also have some great questions and comments. So all in all, a really, really terrific show. Thanks so much for tuning in this morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Hey, let's get the show kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Well, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Scott Martin, and Scott writes, regarding your alum block discussion, if anyone is looking to try alum for the first time, I would highly recommend paying a little extra to get one cut from the block rather than a pressed block. The feel on your face is so much smoother and makes for a better experience, like a chunk of marble. Cheers, Scott. Hey, Scott, thanks very, very much for this. This is really, really a good tip, a great suggestion, a great recommendation that if you're going to try an alum block for the first time, get one that is cut from a larger alum block and machined down because it's solid through and through, and it has a smoother feel and appearance, right from the get-go. Now, Phoenix Shaving sells one right here in a travel case, and this is their solid alum block, and here it is right here. And you can see that that is completely solid through and through, and it's very, very smooth. It's machined smooth. It's almost like it's sanded smooth. I don't know how they do it, but I'm assuming that they sanded it some way because look at the bevel on this edge here and how it's rounded off right here on the other end. So I'm assuming that this is sanded down smooth so that when you wet this under cold water and you apply it to your face, it's wonderfully, wonderfully smooth, just as Scott mentioned, like a chunk of marble. Really, really terrific. Now, the other kind of alum block that is out there is one that is manufactured through a compressed kind of method. I'm not entirely sure how it works, if they're compressing pellets or they're compressing powder. I don't know. But Phoenix Shaving also sold one like that. I don't know if this one is for sale on their website. I'll have to go back up and check. And here it is right here, again in a travel case. And you can see that it's rougher. It has a rougher exterior. And this has not been used. I just kind of had it tucked away in my shave den so I can use it down the road. But I found that even though this one was compressed, it lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts. And I found that it did not break down and crumble like a lot of reports out there regarding some other kinds of compressed or pressed alum blocks. This one really, this compressed version of their alum block really, really held up very, very well. But again, it is a little rougher on this side, a little rougher on the edges. They're not as smooth. You can kind of see that the roughness there. All right, now this side might be a little smoother here, just from the manufacturing process. But yeah, you're going to have to wet this one down on some of the rougher areas and kind of smooth it out a little bit. I know some wet shavers might use a fingernail file to kind of smooth down those rough areas, that sort of thing. So yeah, the compressed version is a little rougher out of the box. It'll smooth down over use, the block, the alum block cut from a block that I showed you, this one right here. Yeah, very, very smooth right out of the box and it feels great on the face. And here's another one from GBS. This is also a compressed kind of block, and you can see how that one area there is rough. And this one is a little smooth, it appears a little smoother, but there is a bit of a rough texture there. So yeah, there is going to be some variance from compressed block to compressed block to compressed block, depending on the manufacturing process, I assume. However, the point is, if you want to be assured of a really, really nice, smooth alum block experience, get one that is cut from a larger block and machined, and I assume sanded down. And you can see how nice and smooth that is. And yeah, that feels absolutely fantastic. As a matter of fact, that's the first kind of alum block I used. And I really advocated for it because it just felt so great. And then as my wet shaving journey continued, I used some other compressed blocks, and I saw that the Phoenix Shaving compressed alum block was such a great deal. I mean, for the money, it was really terrific. And so, okay, so you got to wet it a little bit, maybe let it wear down a little bit like that, that sort of thing. But I didn't use a compressed block right out of the blocks, so to speak. I used one that was machined from a larger alum block, and I think initially it was it was a better introductory experience to alum blocks overall. So Scott, thanks very, very much for this shaving tip of using an alum block that's cut from a larger block and machined down nice and smooth. Absolutely fantastic shaving tip. Now, Scott already has an original George signed sketch that we gave him for a shaving tip back on May 15th, 2023. But if you out there would like an original signed George sketch just like Scott has, all you got to do is send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and if I use it here on the Viewer Morning Shaving Tips segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch just like the one I'm holding up here. So Scott, thanks very, very much for a terrific shaving tip. Really do appreciate it. Viewer James Gazda, Jim from Northfield, has a new addition to his shave den, and he writes, "Hey Mark, I just wanted to share this photo of this unique antique find. It's a 1960s razor blade store counter display case. These were displayed right on the front counters of various stores that sold men's grooming products. This one is in very good condition, just some slight scratches on the glass and some slight corrosion on the hinges. Other than that, it's a great piece of Gillette history. Best of all, I only paid $28 for it. As always, right time, right place. Thanks, Jim." He also adds a PS here. "PS, I added the blade banks. Those are just some examples of what was displayed." Boy, that's an absolutely fabulous looking piece of shaving history right there. And what a great addition to the shave den, especially if you're like me and find that your various razor blades are end up in a bowl, and I kind of sort through them and kind of figure out which blade I'm gonna shave with, which blade I'm gonna use for a review. This way, you can have them nicely organized and nicely displayed in your shave den. Wow, that's a really neat item to have in the shave den. And that looks like it's in great shape, as you say. Wow, absolutely fantastic. Man, that is definitely food for thought. That's something that we should all look for so that, to help keep things organized in our own shave den. Absolutely fantastic. So James, thanks very much for sharing that with everyone. Really do appreciate it. Well, here's your reminder that the channel now has AutoDub technology, courtesy of Google and YouTube. If you want to hear this channel in a different language, well, the languages available are Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, and French. You'll hear this English broadcast translated instantly into those languages in real time on the fly. Pretty amazing. All you got to do is hit that little gear in the lower right of the video screen, and a menu will pop up, and you can select any of the languages, Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French, and you can hear this broadcast in those languages in real time on the fly. Pretty amazing. AutoDub, check it out. Well, here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and now iHeartRadio. Well, here's another reminder that Maggard Razors is hosting their 8th annual wet shaving meetup On April 26, 2025, from 12 noon to 5 p.m. at 124 South Winter Street, Adrian, Michigan, 49221. Here are their confirmed vendors that they have attending this. Above the Tie, Ariana and Evans, Barrister and Mann, Blackland, Katie's Bubbles, Henri et Victoria, Shannon's Soaps, Sterling Soap Company, Through the Fire Fine Crafts, Timeless Razors, Holy Call, Wolf Whiskers, Zingari Man. Check that out. That's a great lineup. So make sure you get a ticket, $35 each. We'll link the webpage below where you can get all the information regarding hotel accommodations, buying a ticket, all that. Absolutely fantastic wet shaving meetup. If you are anywhere near the area, make plans to attend the Maggard Razors 8th annual wet shaving meetup, April 26, 2025, from 12 noon to 5 p.m. in Adrian, Michigan. Again, tickets are $35. We'll have a link to the webpage where you can get a ticket and get all the background information on this meetup. I've got my ticket. I hope to see you there. Well, we have another viewer photo this morning in the George Monday Morning Mailbag Coffee Mug Club. And this comes from viewer Rodney Ripplinger, who writes, "Hi, Mark. This is Tina, our one and only postal clerk at our little post office. I picked up a Lady Gillette razor for her last year. Because she works once a week on a different type of Monday morning mailbag, I thought I should get her a 3MB George mug. When she is not making use of the mug, it's displayed on the shelf with the little cars that are in the background. She agreed to have her picture taken with it because, as I told her, she might become a worldwide star on the internet." Rodney, Rodney, thank you so very much for giving Tina that George Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug. And Tina, thank you so much for posing with the mug in that photo. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I was wondering how the name of the town is pronounced. The name of the town where Rodney lives, where this post office is and where Tina works, is Marine on St. Croix. And I was wondering if the first word was Marine or maybe it was pronounced different regionally, like Marin, that sort of thing. Well, Rodney followed up with Marine, just the same as United States Marine. Originally, the town was called Marine Mills. It was the first sawmill built in Minnesota. The Marine part comes from the town in Illinois where the founders came from. Marine, as we call the town, used to be a much bigger place back in the logging days. St. Croix is the river here. The logs were floated downriver from up north and processed into lumber, later processed also in Stillwater, Minnesota, just downstream about 10 miles. I might have told you this before, but the movie Grumpier Old Men was largely filmed here. Downtown is in it, and also the Lutheran Church, which is right down at the end of my block. My dad watched the filming of the big wedding that is in the movie. Both Grumpy movies are good ones. Walter Matthau, Jack Lemmon, and Sophia Loren in both of them, as I remember. The guys for sure. Hey, Roddy, thanks very much for that. How wonderful that is that Grumpier Old Men features the town of Marine on St. Croix. It looks like a lovely, charming little town. Absolutely fantastic, and a really wonderful, charming post office where Tina works and handles all that mail there. And so great to see her with the George Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug. Tina, again, thank you so much for posing for the photo and holding the mug and that sort of thing. Rodney, thanks so much for sending it along. And if you out there also have a George Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug or any of the coffee mugs that we offer online, hey, take a picture of you with the coffee mug, send it into the channel, and we'll share it with all the viewers because, as Rodney says, you never know, it goes worldwide. You might become the next internet sensation. You and the George mug. How about that? So, Rodney, again, thanks very much for sending along the photo. Tina, thank you so much for posing with the George coffee mug in the photo, and enjoy that coffee mug while you're going through your Monday morning mailbag. Rodney, Tina, thanks again very much. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on, one more sip. Again, that's a terrific, terrific cup of coffee. Another great 10 ounces out of the Keurig machine of Black Rifle Coffee Company's Freedom Roast. This is a medium roast, but boy, it has a nice boldness to it, even though it's a medium roast. Really, really nice. Like this one a lot. And again, a big thank you to Jason, Allison, and the boys for Coffee of the Month Club from Black Rifle Coffee Company. It's the gift that keeps on giving. We received this last week sometime, and really, I was really looking forward to opening it up the other day, and I thought, wow, Freedom Roast. I don't think we've had this one before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but regardless, it's terrific. And we are using the Mully Shaves and Adopted Acres Soap Company coffee mug this morning. Again, my thanks to Doug and Cara Lane of Adopted Acres Soap Company, and also to Colonel Mully for the wonderful, wonderful coffee mug. There's Mully Shaves brand shave soaps right there. Yeah, a terrific, terrific coffee mug. Great branding on it. And really looking forward to showing you what they also sent along in new wet shave gear. So stay tuned for that. One more sip. Absolutely fantastic. Hey, let's get to some of these comments this morning. Let's kick it off with something from RH Dave Shaves. And he writes, great 3MB, Mark. Thank you. The Phoenix Shaving StarCraft 24 millimeter was my first artisan brush about 3 years ago, and I wanted to upsize to a 26 millimeter, so I picked up an Atomic Rocket. Love it. Same knot, only larger. It works very well and fits perfectly in the hand. Kudos to Phoenix Shaving. Yeah, viewer Mark Vernick was looking for a new shaving brush, and we recommended TS Cosmetics. We recommended Yaqi. We recommended Phoenix Shaving. A lot of different brush brands out there, and he went with the Atomic Rocket and absolutely loves it. And of course, it's got that great vintage handle. These Phoenix shaving brushes are based on some of these vintage shaving brushes of yesteryear. So it's got that great, vintage vibe going for it. They're really, really terrific, and the synthetic knots are just wonderful, and they all come in at a great price point. So RH Dave Shaves, you are in agreement with the viewer Mark Vernick. The Atomic Rocket is very, very good. A great, great shaving brush that has a great vintage vibe and comes in a nice price point. So thanks very much for that, RH Dave Shaves. Really do appreciate it. William Murphy writes, another great 3MB. I did my St. Patrick's Day shave with Phoenix Shaving Irish Coffee. I'm looking forward to Jack's, which is on its way. And we did a review of Jack's, and it ran, I think, this past Friday. Did I schedule it for this past Friday? I think I did. Wow, that was a great lather. What a great shave soap. Cracker Jack. If you haven't seen it, we'll link it below. It arrived in the Shave Den courtesy of Jerry Pleshy of Shave Dad and Monica Gillum of Van Ulay. What a great shaving soap. Monica did a fantastic job with it, and it lathers a treat, and it looks exactly like Cracker Jack. Really, really terrific. So check out that review if you missed it. Man, I had so much fun with that shave, and I just had a great time just showing it on camera, and it looks like Cracker Jack. I mean, and it smells like Cracker Jack. It was really terrific. Yeah, really, really terrific. He continues here. Thanks for showing my framed picture of the George comic strip you sent to us. For the record, my sister made the mat, I assembled the frame, and Connie mounted the strip to the frame. Have a fantastic week. Wow, Bill, it sounds like it was a family effort in framing George. Thank you so very, very much. I'm honored and flattered that he is now displayed in your home in a wonderful frame. Again, family effort, putting all that together. That's really, really something. Thank you so very, very much. Again, I'm very, very honored. Keith Osmond wrote, hey, Mark, the discussion on Martin DeCondre and relative prices was interesting. I've only bought one soap above $35 Canadian. I think that's CDN, Canadian. Saponificio Veracino Tundra Arctica, an oud-based scent. I had received a sample of their splash with an order and fell in love with it, so ordered the soap and splash. The soap is triple milled and will last a long time. The splash is amazing on the skin, best I have ever used in terms of skin feel, and the scent lasts all day, but really pricey compared to everything else I've bought. A while later, I bought RazorRock's The Stallion Soap and Splash. To my surprise, the scent was almost an exact match to the Tundra. The soap is softer than the SV, and so it won't last as long, and the splash is standard RazorRock formula. Okay, but nothing exceptional on the skin, though the scent lasts almost as long as the SV. So the RazorRock is about 90 to 95% as good, in my humble opinion, as the SV for a quarter of the price. Whether it's worth it probably depends on how healthy your bank account is. If I ever use these up, I'd be more likely to buy more Stallion rather than Tundra Arctica. And that comes from Keith Osmond. Keith, that's a great observation. And again, as we like to say here, your face, your rules. And let us know, I don't know how far down the road, but let us know which one is being used up a little more quickly, if you're using them equally. That would be really interesting to know. So thanks very much for that, Keith. Really do appreciate it. This comes from viewer David Bates, 5310. Great show, Mark. Just chirping in on the cost debate. As you quite rightly said, your face, your shave, but I'd just like to add that it's so fabulous that we can all share in the same hobby regardless of expendable cash on hand. I don't think there can be many other hobbies that are as inclusive as wet shaving. I love the fact that just about anyone can join the community. Boy, here, well said, David. That is absolutely fantastic, and you are correct. There is so much available across the board as far as price point, and whether it's a big box store or artisan or something from Europe that comes overseas to the States and vice versa, that sort of thing. Whether it's a high price, low price, right in the middle, there is something there for everyone regarding a shave soap, a brush, a razor, aftershave, etc. As I've always said, you'll find a razor, a brush, a shave soap that fits your face and your wallet. And you are absolutely correct. Doesn't matter where you come in, where your starting point is with the traditional wet shave, you get to start with some really, really good gear at a price that you can afford, and it will give you some really, really nice performance. Yeah, so really, David, great point. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Thanks so much for sharing with all the viewers. Really do appreciate it. Stephen M. 1563 writes, Happy St. Patrick's Day, Mark. Could not agree more about the expense of wet shaving. There is something for everyone. Sometimes I enjoy a luxurious shave. Other times I enjoy a budget shave. Generally speaking, the cost of the products is not a factor in frequency of use in my den. Hey, Stephen, thanks very, very much for that. Another great point. And again, this has to do with longevity of the product versus the cost. We were talking about Martin de Condre, and a viewer mentioned that, Martin de Condre is pricier, but it's going to last a long, long time. And Steve, you're making the point that regardless of how long it's going to use, you're enjoying the product. All right? Am I right? I think that's what it comes down to. Again, your face, your rules. And if it's something that you like and it gives you a great shave and you enjoy using it, why not? Whether it's something that's a little pricier or something that's a little more affordable. If you like it and it gives you a great shave, your face, your rules. Absolutely. I hope I interpreted that correctly, Stephen. Comment below and let me know if I'm correct or maybe I missed the mark. This comes from viewer Bart Buzz. Happy St. Patty's Day, Mark. Great 3MB. Lots of good stuff. Something for everyone. You are right about triple milled soap lasting a long time. My tub of Tabak hardly shows anywhere. It's as good as any triple milled soap at 3 to 4 times the price. Boy, oh boy, you're right about Tabak. I have got a cake of Tabak in its milk white bowl that I am waiting to finally give up the ghost so I can put a new one in there. And it just lasts and lasts and lasts. As a matter of fact, I love doing a face lather with Tabak. I think it was probably a week or two ago. We did a review and we used Tabak and we did a face lather. And it was just so great. That's how I started my wet shaving journey, doing face lathers. And Tabak was a game changer for me. And I just love the tallow-based Tabak. That's what I have. I still have a puck of tallow-based Tabak, and I got another couple of Tabak pucks in the wings. It lasts and lasts and lasts. And I'm thinking about doing another face lather because we have a new shave brush in the shave den, and we're going to be talking about it later. Here, I'll give you there it is, sneak peek. There you go. That's all you get. Stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking about it a little later on in the show. But yeah, Bart, I agree with you. Tabak is fantastic, lasts a long time. And I have not used the vegan formula Tabak, so I can't comment on that. So hope to get that sometime down the road. I keep saying that, but I love that tallow-based Tabak. So thanks very much for that, Bart. Really do appreciate it. Paul DeJarden writes, Morning, Mark. Artisan soap, it's a no-brainer. $25 or so, and you get at least 6+ months of superior protection and lubrication. You help out small businesses, and in the end, you save money. Take care. Paul, great point. A lot of great small artisans out there, and they make fantastic shave soaps. And you're right, we're supporting small businesses, and they make a superior product for not a lot of money. Great point. So thanks very much for mentioning that. Really do appreciate it. This comes from 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. As many of us find and will find, the set of available shaving soaps has plenty of bargains, easy enough to find. Just start and keep looking, and soon enough they will appear. This is a really great point because I think I mentioned in a previous Monday morning mailbag, everybody's wet shaving journey kind of starts in the same square one in that we're using a shave soap from a big box store. Then we go up to Amazon and we discover Tabak and Paraso and Cella and some others. Then someone says, artisan shave soap? Have you tried any artisan artisan shave soap? And I know when I first heard those terms, artisan shave soap, I thought, what the heck is that? Viewers were the ones that introduced me to Sterling, Phoenix Shaving, and others. Artisan shave soap. All of a sudden, the light bulb went off. So yeah, great points. And I think that's kind of part of the wet shaving journey. You're getting your feet wet. You're looking around, trying to see what's out there. You're starting with some affordably priced shave soaps, razors, brushes, that sort of thing. And all of a sudden, this whole world opens up to you as you become involved in the wet shaving community. You check out YouTube. You check out some of the wet shaving forums. Yeah. And that's part of the fun of the traditional wet shave. So thanks for that. So thanks very much for that 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. Really do appreciate it. David Dart writes, Mark, good morning, sir. I'm happy to hear you love the Bison. Wow, pretty much sums it up. I have an Aylesworth Apex aluminum as well and put it in the same class. I also had a Henson AL13 medium razor, but found it too mild. It was a razor that I really wanted to love, so I bought a Henson aggressive razor. I found it to be way better, but not aggressive, just more blade feel. The beauty of the Bison, Apex, and AL13 is that I can put any blade in them and be on autopilot. Feather and Kai included. So happy to see you enjoyed your new Bison. I also have a carved Christopher Bradley aluminum razor. As you probably know, the Christopher Bradley razor can use several different plates. I have the C plate. The other three have the 30-degree angle built in, but the Christopher Bradley you use like most other razors where you have to find the angle. Have a wonderful day. That's from David Dart. David, thank you so much for the background information on those wonderful aluminum razors. And yeah, the Bison was absolutely fantastic. Again, a big thank you to Matt Panter for very kindly sending that one along the channel, allowing me to share with all the viewers. It really is a marvelous razor. And we have a Shave Showdown coming up. I think it's this Wednesday between the Bison and the newly redesigned Henson. and that would be the mild Henson, so stay tuned for that. That was a lot of fun doing that review and that shave showdown. Two great aluminum razors from our friends up in Canada. So David, thank you for that very, very much. Really do appreciate it. Dino DeRosa writes, hi Mark, it's interesting how you pronounce BBQ, BBQ, and he's got it here written here, BBQ. Isn't the pronunciation in your part of the world simply barbecue? Anyhow, another great Monday morning mailbag. I hope you had a great St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, this is in regard to the Texas wet shaving meetup that took place this past weekend, March 26th. If you attended and you have some pictures or some comments about it, please comment below. Send the photos in. We'll share those in an upcoming Monday morning mailbag. But I saw the letters BBQ, and I wasn't sure if the establishment refers to itself as BBQ or barbecue. So I just read it as BBQ. Yeah, here in Ohio, we say barbecue. And if we see BBQ, we know to say barbecue. But I wasn't sure if the business used BBQ or barbecue. Maybe I should have said barbecue. So my apologies. Next time around, if they have the wet shaving meetup again at that particular establishment, I will say barbecue. Or maybe they can contact me and let me know for sure if it's BBQ or barbecue. So thanks very much for that, Dino. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's refill segment. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Viewer Keith Osmond sent in this review of the RazorRock Cyber Medium Aluminum Razor. And he writes, hey Mark, I have a new product review for you. I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but in late 2024, Italian Barber added a new aluminum razor to their line of RazorRock products, the Cyber Razor. It's available in two levels, mild and medium. The head is either unfinished or clear finished, I'm not sure which, and the handle, which comes in three styles, the Cyber, Bulldog, and Super Knurl, is black anodized. I bought the medium with the Bulldog handle. As you can see from the pictures, the head has a shaving angle built right in. CNC machine in Canada, the fit and finish are excellent. Each has a serial number on the base plate. The top cap has Cyber Razor and one or two leaves to indicate aggression level. The plates use a tab and slot method to fit together, and there is a well for the handle to fit in that's wide enough to fit a variety of handles, not just the one supplied. I have now had 6 shaves with the razor, 2 full shaves with an Astra SP, 2 comparison shaves against a version 1 Henson AL13+++ and an aluminum overlander, and 2 more full shaves with a Persona Platinum. All 6 shaves were amazing. The built-in angle makes it dead easy to use, and while the head is a bit bigger than some, I had no problem shaving under the nose. Being aluminum with a built-in shave angle, the obvious razor to compare against is the Henson. I could tell from the first shaves that this medium was more efficient than my V1 medium, so for my third shave, I pitted it against my V1+++. I loaded both razors with a fresh Astra SS for the comparison shave. Blade feel was about the same for both razors. On the first 2 passes, the Cyber definitely knocked down the whiskers better, but on the third, against the grain pass, the Henson caught up. I had about the same amount of stubble left for each for pickups, and in the end, they each left me BBS. The alum gave me very little feedback on either side, though there was a few more small zingers on the Cyber side. Next shave, I used the same 2 Astra SS blades, well, I'm assuming that's stainless steel, the same 2 Astra stainless steel blades, but pitted the Cyber against the Overlander. The Cyber had a bit more blade feel, though from memory, the difference was less than that between the Overlander and Bison. But the two were otherwise pretty evenly matched all the way through. There was nothing at all from the alum on the Overlander side, but just a slight bit on the cyber side, same as in the other shaves. So I'd give the win by a small margin to the Overlander and essentially a tie between the Henson Plus 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 and the Cyber using Astra stainless steel blades. Well, until you factor in price, at $39.99 USD, the Cyber is way less than either. My final two shaves to date were with a Persona Platinum blade. With the increased sharpness, there was slightly less blade feel and essentially no feedback from the alum. All told, I am exceedingly impressed. I think that, barring when traveling, this is the most times I've used a razor consecutively since buying my second DE. In closing, I just checked Italian Barber's website and the medium is now out of stock, though you can send an email requesting notification when they are back in stock. The mild is, as of this writing, still in stock with all three handle options available. Reviews of the mild give it 5 out of 5, with one Mercur 34C user finding it both milder and more efficient. So maybe somewhere between a Henson mild and medium? Regards, Keith Osmond. Keith, thank you so much for a wonderful, thorough, well-written review regarding the Cyber Razor from RazorRock. Folks, we'll have a link below so you can check it out for yourselves. Yeah, very reminiscent of the Henson in the razor head design, but maybe it is between the Henson mild and the Henson medium. So if you find the Henson mild too mild and you find the Henson medium a little too much growl, well, maybe the Cyber Razor is for you. Keith, thanks again very, very much. Well, we teased it earlier in the show. Here it is, courtesy of viewer James Sefton. We talked about it in last week's show. Here it is, in person, the Goodfellas Smile Red Evil Shaving Brush. Check that out. That is an absolutely beautiful, stunning looking shaving brush. I love the color scheme. The black and the red play off each other so very, very well. This is a 26 millimeter knot. It has some nice moderate backbone. It does have some nice softness to it. James commented that he thought the softness of the Red Evil brush was equivalent to that of the Simpson Trafalgar T3 shaving brush. I don't think he's far off. I tell you, that has some nice softness. Now, we've done a review, and I need to edit that, but this is the brush that I'm going to do a face lather with using Tabak, and I think it's just going to do an absolutely spectacular job. Beautiful 26 millimeter knot again, and a wonderful ergonomic design to the handle. Fits in the hand very, very nicely, and it has some nice heft to it. Oh boy, this has got some nice weight to it. So we'll have a link below so you can check it out. Available on Amazon, the Goodfellas Smile Red Evil Shaving Brush. We got a review done. We're going to edit it and get it posted here before too long. And it really is a nice brush. Some good backbone, some nice softness, comparable to a T3. I think James is correct about that. And comes in a nice price point. Really terrific performance. And again, it looks so great. That black and red, I mean, just very vibrant. Really catches the eye. A nice gloss to it. A really terrific looking shaving brush. Nice price point. Great heft. Really good looking brush with some nice performance. So thanks again to James Sefton for very kindly sending this one along to the channel. The Goodfellas Smile Red Evil Shaving Brush. We'll have a link below. Look for the review sometime down the road. Thanks again, James. Really do appreciate it. Well, speaking of Goodfellas Smile, viewer Bob LaRoe sent this along and writes, something new? Goodfellas Smile Shave Soap with Tallow from Italy. Yeah, they've got a tallow-based shave soap. This one is the Goodfellas Smile Luxury Shaving Soap with Tallow, formulated for use with a shaving brush made in Italy. This one's called Shibusa 2. How about that? And as they write here, this shaving soap is deliberately inspired by Acqua de Parma with its almond flavor, strictly free of benzoic aldehyde, and with the important heart notes of anise, peach, and lang lang resting on an herbaceous bed of vanilla and white. How about that? This one is getting a 70% 5-star rating from reviewers up on Amazon. We'll link it below so you can check it out if you're looking for a tallow-based soap all the way from Italy, because we've been talking about different price points, triple milled, tallow, non-tallow, that sort of thing. Check out this one from Goodfellas Smile, Shibusa 2, formulated with tallow inspired by Acqua de Parma. Bob, thanks again very, very much. Folks, we'll have a link below. Well, we have another Yaqi razor to share with you this morning. This came courtesy of Grace Chen and everyone at Yaqi. Thank you, Grace, and thanks to everyone at Yaqi. We've talked about two other versions of this razor, the Final Cut razor in zinc alloy that was very kindly sent to the channel by Rob Miller. Rob, thank you very, very much. And the Ultima stainless steel version of the Final Cut razor, which was very kindly sent to us by the folks at Yaqi. Here we have the third version of that razor, the Final Cut razor. Here it is right here in brass, 100% brass right here. This is a two-piece razor just like the other two versions. There it is right there. And it is a tab and slot configuration, tabs in the cap and slots in the base plate, which is attached to the handle. It adjusts from 1 to 6. And as we mentioned, these adjustable razors from Yaqi are tuned to the more aggressive end of the spectrum. We'll get to that in just a minute. But here are some of the specs on the Final Cut razor brass version from Yaqi. Again, the material is brass, 100% brass, cap, base plate, and handle. The handle length is 90 millimeters or 3.5 inches. The handle diameter is 12 millimeters or 0.472 inches. The weight is 112 grams or 3.5 ounces. So it's got some nice heft to it. And the package contents is razor only, no razor blades. So that's what you get. Now, we're going to put a chart on screen which shows you the Yaqi adjustable razor blade gaps for all three versions of the Final Cut razor, the zinc alloy, the brass, and the stainless steel. And as you can see from this chart, the zinc alloy version is really the more aggressive of the three, and the stainless steel version is the mildest of the three, with the brass right there in the middle. Although, as you can see at levels 1, 2, and 3, the brass and stainless steel versions are equivalent. 0.75 millimeters at level 1, 0.85 millimeters at level 2, and 0.95 millimeters at level 3. Then after that, the brass is a little more aggressive than the stainless steel version. And of course, the zinc alloy is more aggressive than the brass or stainless steel. Now, I don't use this razor above level 3. It really has a lot of growl. If your beard and skin type are more demanding, this is probably going to be right in your wheelhouse. But it's great to see this razor blade gap chart for these adjustable razors so you can make an informed decision as to which one is best for you. We've got a review done on the brass razor here. We're doing an all Yaqi shave. And I got to tell you, I had about 2 or 3 days worth of beard growth. And at level 3 and lower, this razor really gave me a nice shave. Although on my upper lip, level 3 was probably a little too much. I had to turn it down to about 2, 2.5 to really do that cleanup there. But that's the beauty of the adjustable razor. You can just adjust it on the fly if you need a little milder setting. I'm probably never going to use this razor above level 3. There are wet shavers out there who would welcome level 4, 5, and 6. And that's absolutely great. For me, as a daily driver, if I'm going to use it every single day, it's going to be level 2 and 1, maybe 2.5. Level 3 for 2 or 3 days worth of beard growth or more. But as a daily driver, anywhere from 1 to 2.5 will be plenty for me based on this chart and the blade gaps that you see there, and also just from my experience of using it. I found the brass razor to be quite smooth on the initial shave passes, as you'll see in the review. But again, on the upper lip, a little too much, but turning it down, it was very, very nice and smooth. but really a really terrific razor that has a little more aggression than some of the other adjustable razors you might have in your shave den. For some wet shavers like me, who are on the fair-skinned side, this is good as a daily driver. This is good as a daily driver at levels 1 and 2, maybe 2.5, something like that. A little more beard growth, level 3. I'm not going to go above level 3. If your beard is more demanding than mine, boy, again, this might be right in your wheelhouse. It'll have that extra growl that you're looking for, and it's 100% brass. And adjusts very, very nicely, very, very well made, and some really, really nice heft. So check it out from Yaqi, the Final Cut razor in 100% brass. My thanks again to Grace Chen and everyone at Yaqi for very kindly passing this one along to the channel and allowing me to share with all the viewers. Folks, we'll have a link below. Well, we've got this wonderful coffee mug from Mully Shaves brand shave soaps. And on the other side, Adopted Acres Soap Company. They are working in collaboration, and they sent along a couple of really, really wonderful shave soaps. We're going to share those with you right now. However, a little bit of background on Adopted Acres Soap Company that makes this soap for the Mully Shaves brand of shave soap. And Adopted Acres was started by Doug and Cara Lane. And when Doug started his wet shaving journey, I'm going to give you the Cliff's Notes version. We read this completely in last week's Second Cup. So if you want to hear this in its entirety, check out last week's Second Cup. Now, the name Adopted Acres holds deep personal meaning to us. Adopted reflects our journey as parents. We've been blessed to adopt all 6 of our children. 3 came to us from Ukraine, 1 from Serbia, and 2 through the U.S. foster care system. 5 of our 6 kids have special needs, including Down syndrome and cerebral palsy. The Acres part of our name comes from the family farm where we live and work. Now, they get their own beef tallow from their farm to create these shave soaps. Absolutely fantastic. Doug started his wet shaving journey, became so interested in it, he turned it into a business for his family. How about that? And again, for the Adopted Acres Soap Company, they use beef tallow from our family farm. They manage, the family manages over 1,000 acres raising Angus cattle, and they get the suet themselves and process it for their shave soaps. Really, really amazing. Beyond making great products, our vision for Adopted Acres is bigger than just soap. We want to create meaningful work opportunities for our adult children, involve them in the creative process, and make Adopted Acres a true family-run business. So, what can you expect from us? Shave soaps and splashes with carefully crafted scent profiles. Limited edition releases for holidays and special occasions. A woman's shave soap currently in testing. Room sprays to bring our signature scents beyond the shave. Really, really amazing. And they sent along 2 shave soaps and a splash from the Mully Shaves line of shave soaps. And they had some really, really nice touches. For instance, they have a thank you note here. And one of the kids wrote, "We hope you enjoy our soap." How about that? And it was packaged, carefully packaged by, I believe that's Hannah. How about that, huh? Really, really amazing. So that's the background. We reviewed their barbershop scented shave soap sample that was given away to us at last year's Ohio Wet Shave Meetup. Thank you again, Doug. Really, really appreciate it. We like this a lot. Yeah, that wonderful quality of tallow in the shave soap really, really comes through. Makes a wonderful, wonderful lather. And here are the 2 shave soaps that were sent to the channel that we will review. Again, they mentioned special releases for holidays. This one came in a little too late to share with you for St. Patrick's Day, but we're gonna use it. Here it is, Emerald Leprechaun. How about that? Check out that artwork. That label is fantastic, and the scent is marvelous. Oh, there it is. Just, yeah, a little bit of green there, right? Oh, yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. It's a green jar, so I think it might be white shave soap, and I think the green tint there is from the actual jar. I'm not entirely sure, but it's got this fresh spring scent. Absolutely fantastic. It's really, really wonderful. A beautiful, beautiful scent. Perfect for March, St. Patrick's Day, and the spring season that we're just entering. Emerald Leprechaun from Adopted Acres Project and Mully Shaves. How about that? Absolutely fantastic. So again, my thanks to Doug and Cara Lane, and also to Jim Mullins, Colonel Mully. Thank you so very, very much. This is a great, great scent, and the performance is going to be spectacular based on our previous use of the barbershop sample. Speaking of which, also, Mully Shaves Outlaw Barbershop. How about that? Again, some great, great artwork. This is the Mully Shaves brand shave soap, which was produced by Adopted Acres Soap Company. Great collaboration between the two of them. Absolutely fantastic. And this is a wonderful barbershop scent. This is very distinct and unique. Yeah, like this one a lot. This is absolutely fantastic. And they also sent along the aftershave right here. Talk about taking care in packaging this. This is a heat-sealed bag, so nothing would drip out at all. We're going to open it up right now on camera. I believe I mentioned this in Second Cup where we talked about this. So I'm just going to cut this open here so we can get a look at it. Oh yeah, there it is. Wow, that is a nice, nice touch. There's the cap right there. So you have an option. You can have a cap that flips open here. Well, I think it flips open like that, so you can use it as a splash, or you can use the spray top. That is a really, really nice, nice touch. So you can use either one on this Mully Shaves Outlaw Barbershop Aftershave Splash. Check that out. That is absolutely fantastic. What a really, really nice touch. What a great company. What a great shaving soap brand. Absolutely fantastic. We're going to link to their Etsy store below where you can read all about Adopted Acres Soap Company. We can read all about the offerings from the Mully Shave brand shave soaps. Really, really terrific. Again, here we have Emerald Leprechaun from Mully Shaves, produced in collaboration with Adopted Acres Soap Company, and Mully Shaves Outlaw Barbershop, also produced in cooperation and collaboration with an Adopted Acres Soap Company. It says an Adopted Acres Soap Project right there on the label. Absolutely fantastic. My thanks to Colonel Mully. Colonel Mully, thank you very, very much. And also to Doug and Cara Lane and family for very kindly sending these along to the channel and allowing me to share them with all the viewers. Folks, we're going to have a link below to the Etsy store where you can check these out. Jim, Doug, Cara, and kids, thanks again very, very much. Okay, check out this description. Insanely generous and rich cream is the perfect solution for a smooth, traditional shave. A little bit of old school Italian barber magic makes just a dollop morph into enough lather for the whole face, even for the thickest, toughest beards. Basil, lemon, and pomegranate extracts prevent razor burn while providing a clean and classic scent. Hyaluronic acid preserves moisture and anti-aging benefits throughout the day. Shave in the lap of luxury. You won't regret it. What do you think I'm talking about? Well, this came courtesy of viewer Greg Passante. Greg, thank you very much. Here it is, folks, the real deal. Acqua de Parma right there. How about that? Greg, thank you very, very much. We are going to get a review done on this. I absolutely love the container right here. First of all, the packaging is fantastic. This box is great. This makes a wonderful, wonderful gift. You know, dads and grads and Father's Day will be here before you know it. Acqua de Parma. Wow, this is great. And really, just a very, very simple label, but this is a nice glass. Reminds me of the Tabak milk glass. Same kind of material, only a yellow color. And check out this lid here. And it comes with a foil top. We've already removed that a little bit so we could sample the scent. And, oh, this is the real deal. And just passing my finger over the top of this, you already get immediate slickness from this. So we're going to definitely have a shave with this. This is a marvelous, marvelous scent. We have done reviews of shave soaps that are homages to Acqua di Parma, this is the real deal. This is amazing. And as it was described on their Amazon product page, it promises an absolutely fantastic, fantastic lather, even for the toughest beards out there. Now, here's what Greg sent along. The note he writes here is, Mark, this stuff is absolutely marvelous, in capital letters. Great lather and wonderful fragrance. Yeah, the scent is absolutely marvelous. Really top tier. Brush loaded versus scooping. It doesn't take much, buddy. And that's from Greg Pesante. And this goes back to shave soaps that are our top tier that will last and last and last and last. And this is definitely one in that category. Absolutely fantastic. Check that out there. That's, oh yeah. Yeah, I am so looking forward to doing a brush load with this. Absolutely. Really, really looking forward to it. Not sure if I'm going to do face lather or build a lather in the bowl. I don't know just yet. But the scent is marvelous. It promises to create a rich, creamy, thick, wonderful lather. So based on the scent, it's going to be an outstanding, outstanding shave. So my thanks to Greg Pesante for very kindly sending along the real deal Acqua di Parma to the channel. Again, the packaging is marvelous. The simplicity of the design makes it stand out. And yeah, really looking forward to it. So again, absolutely fantastic. Acqua di Parma, we'll have a link below so you can check it out for yourselves. The scent is marvelous. The performance promises to be the same. Greg, thanks again very, very much. Again, folks, we'll have a link below to Acqua di Parma. Check it out. Now, if you're a computer lover like I am, you've probably done some beta testing in the past. I know I sure did, with a lot of different graphics programs and desktop publishing programs, that sort of thing. But I've never done a beta test of a shave soap or shave cream. Well, you have your opportunity to do a beta test of a new shaving cream from American Vintage Soap Company. They very kindly sent it to the channel, and we're going to be giving them some feedback on this. And I've already done a shave with this. I believe it was a head shave that I did. Yeah, I did a head shave. And my gosh, this was really, really good. So I'm going to shoot a review of this because I want to kind of get a lay of the land of how this performs, because the feel of the actual cream in here is unlike any other shaving cream that I have encountered. Here's what they have to say about American Vintage Soap Company's Alpha Shave Cream. Of course, this is the Alpha scent, the final shaving cream Alpha scent. This is a public beta test pilot run with a very limited stock. After the final shave cream run sells out, we will shift our focus back to the remaining shave soap inventory before deciding which product to prioritize in the future. Your honest feedback is greatly appreciated at this time. The final shave cream builds on the foundation laid by our shaving soap and outperforms it in every aspect you can think of. Improved lather, stability, slickness, everything. Yeah, it really was a terrific, terrific head shave with this. And the thing that I noticed right off the top was it's more of a crope. It's not a cream. It's more of a crope. And it does get kind of flaky and kind of clumpy when you go to pull some out. So let me just show you right there like that. I don't want to drop it on my keyboard there. See how it's kind of flaky, kind of clumpy? But when you put it in your bowl, it dissolves and builds into a lather immediately. I mean, it lathered up in a wink of an eye. It was really, really amazing. And I like this scent, which is cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, lemon. Really, really nice. And I think there's a little more eucalyptus in this particular version than there was in the Alpha version of the shaving soap, the final shaving soap Alpha scent. Both are very, very good, but I think there's a little more eucalyptus in this one. Very, very good. And I had a great shave with it. So I'm looking forward to reviewing this again now that I understand what to expect and I can communicate a little bit better on camera, because I really didn't know what to expect. And just when I opened it up, it was not a cream that you kind of would be anticipating. It's not like that at all. It's not a hard soap, not a cream, more like a crope, but there's a flakiness and a kind of a clumpiness to it. And the scent is marvelous. And again, if you like the eucalyptus kind of vibe going on there, it's definitely in there. And it really is a terrific, terrific performing shaving cream. So if you want to do some beta testing for them and give them some feedback, you can go up there. You can go up to their website and order it. And when you get it, you can give them some feedback and try it out. I don't think you're going to be disappointed in this at all. This is really very, very good. And it comes in a couple of different scents, I believe. You'll have to check the product page. But I think when Robert contacted me, there was either Omega or Alpha available. And I went with Alpha because I love that cinnamon bark scent. And this one has a little more eucalyptus than the previous. So really, really very, very good. I enjoyed the shave with it. Looking forward to doing the review. My thanks to Robert and everyone at American Vintage Soap Company for very, very, very kindly passing this one along to the channel. The final shaving cream in the Alpha scent. We'll have a link below where you can check it out. Robert and everyone at American Vintage Soap Company, thanks again very, very much. Well, in a previous Monday morning mailbag, we talked about Florida water. Well, Scott Martin sent along this follow-up titled Beyond Florida Water, and he writes, "Hey Mark, great show for St. Pat's Day. I wore my green bathrobe as I sipped light roast coffee out of my George mug. Viewer William Meredith brought up one of wet shaving's most interesting and odd topics. While Florida water is known the world over, William stumbled into the strange world of all the other products from Murray and Landman and other similar companies, all selling their colognes in these bottles with the signature long necks and foil wraps. Here's my current collection of these inexpensive colognes. I have Violet, Rose, Rue, and a few others, including Florida water. These things are marked cologne, but they're really aftershave strength and have a fairly low alcohol burn. I find them refreshing. The fun part is they come in many, many interesting scents. Tobacco flower, carnation, cananga, and on and on and on. I think they're really fun and educational. Here's where things get a little strange. Not only are these products interesting for wet shavers, but their other market is people that practice magic. Now, this is something I don't know much about, but apparently in places like New Orleans, Cuba, Peru, if you want to buy these colognes, you can find them in your local voodoo shop. I'm not kidding. I'll include a link to an Etsy seller that is the nicest, most knowledgeable source of these products I have found, although Murray and Landman are on Amazon too, with a wide array of products. Anyway, for someone looking to uncover some new aftershave scents or some interesting reading, this is certainly fascinating stuff. Cheers, Scott. Scott, thanks very much for that follow-up on Florida water. Very, very interesting. Voodoo, magic. We'll have that link below and also to its line of products on Amazon. Scott, thanks again very, very much. Viewer Tim Whitcup sent along this heads up regarding Dr. Selby products. Now, we reviewed the shave soap and the shave cream and also the ointment. And here's what Tim found on Sharpologist, and we'll get the link for you below. Dr. Selby products will no longer be distributing in North America. Dr. Selby is out of Uruguay. Unfortunately, new government requirements have made it economically unfeasible for them to continue operations. Look for discounts on their shave soap and brushless shave cream. Now, I went up to AI and I asked AI, is Dr. Selby's from Uruguay being discontinued for sale in the United States? And the answer came back, it appears that some Dr. Selby products, such as their original ointment, are no longer being sold in the U.S. market due to increased regulations as of February 2025. However, other products like their shaving creams still seem to be available for purchase. Now, on their site, there is a message at the top that says, due to increased regulations as of February 2025, we will no longer carry our original ointment in the U.S. market. So that's what it kind of sounds like. But keep an eye on their website for any changes. Thanks to Tim for the heads up regarding Dr. Selby. It makes me appreciate that tube of ointment I have all the more because it's getting low and I'm not going to be able to get it again because it really helped for the nicks and the cuts and the head scrapes that I've had in the past. Really helped heal it up. So hopefully whatever situation is happening, they'll be able to overcome it and offer their ointment and their shave soap and their shave creams in the U.S. market. Tim, thanks again for the heads up on this. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Rod Putman sent along this heads up. Pivoting razor from Supply is coming. Yeah, wow, check it out. Here's what they write. For years, we've pushed the boundaries of what a razor can do and what a personal shave can be. We're about to push it again, and we're doing it even better than ever before. That's all we can say for now. Keep your eyes open on April 8th. How about that? It looks like on April 8th, they're introducing a single-edge pivoting razor. That's all we know right now. You can get early access on the page that we showed you there. So check it out. Pivoting razor, a single-edge pivoting razor from Supply. Looks like it's going to be introduced on April 8th. You can get early access. We'll link that page below. Rod, thanks again for the heads up on this. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. This email came from viewer Mike Parit, and the subject heading reads, Snapping Single Edge PSA. And Mike writes, Mark, after watching this morning's 3MB and you talking about single edge razors and snapping blades, I thought I would share this picture and information with you. A few shaves ago, I snapped a blade and didn't pay attention and loaded it and started shaving and kept getting a poke every now and then. Luckily, I wasn't shaving my head or under my nose before finding the issue. As you can see from the pictures, it snapped and created a pointed tip that stuck out from under the thorn's edge. Just a PSA to double check your snapped blades after snapping and loading before using them. Hope you have a great St. Patrick's Day. And that is from Mike Parit. Mike, that is absolutely a wonderful, valuable PSA. Folks, double check those snapped blades when you're loading them in your single edge razor. Mike, this is going to save a lot of folks a lot of grief and anguish down the road. Thank you again very, very much. Folks, again, check those snapped blades after snapping and loading them into your single edge razor. Mike, thanks again very, very much. This email came from viewer Brian Zions Bernstein, and it's titled Frank Zappa and the Peanuts Gang. And he writes, Good morning, Mark. This YouTube short came up in my feed as I'm a Frank Zappa fan. I immediately thought of you and your love of the Peanuts comic strip when I watched this. I hope you have a wonderful Friday and weekend. As always, I'm looking forward to this Monday's 3MB. Brian Zions Bernstein. Hey, Brian, thanks very, very much. Folks, I can't show it to you because of copyright issues. If YouTube flags it, they'll take down the entire Monday Morning Mailbag. But I can link it below. Just click on the link and you'll go right to the YouTube short and you'll see a really neat combination and collaboration between Peanuts and Frank Zappa. Let me put it to you that way. Brian, thanks again very, very much. This email came from viewer David Dart, and he writes, Mark, good morning, sir, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Another great Monday morning mailbag as always. Thank you so much for mentioning me and my carved Bison razor. I used it just before watching today's Monday morning mailbag. I had a St. Patrick's Day shave of the day. I use Sterling Sharp Dressed Man, my carved Bison in green, and of course, my carved Athabee brush in orange. Using a feather blade, I got a BBS shave with no nicks, cuts, or weepers. Have a wonderful day. Now, he followed up about that shaving brush, and he writes, just as a follow-up, the carved Athabee brush is fantastic. It's made out of aluminum and has a wonderful weight to it. It has a G5C 26mm nut. They come in silver, black, red, blue, green, and of course, orange. I bought the Bison in green and the Athabee brush in orange just for St. Patrick's Day shaves. Both are absolutely wonderful. Again, have a wonderful day. Hey, David, thanks so much for sharing this with all the viewers out there. First time I've really heard of the Athabee shaving brush. It looks marvelous. Folks, we'll get a link below where you can check it out. Dave, thanks again for sharing the Bison razor and the Athabee shaving brush with all the viewers out there. Really do appreciate it. I received this email from viewer Al Spencer, and Al wrote, Mark, you were right on. The Omega Elite GT is amazing. I think it has taken the #1 spot in my brush collection. Wow. Razor is RazorRock's Game Changer .84. Hey, Al, thanks very, very much for that, but I don't deserve any credit. All credit goes to Matt Panter for very kindly telling all the viewers about this brush. He very kindly and generously sent one to the channel, allowing me to share with all the viewers. A tip of the hat and a big thank you go out to Matt Panter for introducing all the viewers out there to the Omega Elite GT shaving brush. It is an absolutely marvelous, marvelous shaving brush. Matt was absolutely right on regarding this shaving brush. And he told me all about it. We relayed all that information to all the viewers out there. Matt was absolutely 100% correct. So all thanks and kudos go to Matt Panter for telling all the viewers out there about the Omega Elite GT shaving brush. I'm so glad that you have one and that you're enjoying it. I can well understand why it's the #1 shaving brush in your shave den and brush collection right now. It really is a wonderful, wonderful shaving brush. Folks, we'll have links below where you can check it out and get one for your shave den. Again, all thanks go to viewer Matt Panter for very kindly and generously sending one to the channel and introducing all the viewers to the Omega Elite GT shaving brush. It really is a fantastic, fantastic shaving brush. Matt, thanks again very, very much. And Al, thanks again for the email and the photo and confirming how wonderful this shaving brush is. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerady, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video, or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.